Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are tearing into a really high-octane narrative arc that one of our most thorough listeners sent over.
Oh yeah, this one is dense.
It is. And it's not just a story of survival. It's almost like a terrifying blueprint for, identity theft, political infiltration, and this just ruthless pursuit of immortality.
Hmm.
Our mission today is to really unpack the extreme measures a protagonist takes when he's stripped bare of his strengths and forced to reinvent himself completely in enemy territory.
Indeed. We're charting a meticulous, I would say almost surgically precise strategy here.
Right.
It blends deep lore, high-stakes political maneuvering, and just fundamental survival tactics. What makes this arc so compelling is seeing how even a character with immense power, when he's subjected to these external constraints,
Like this regional suppression thing.
exactly, this regional power suppression, he has to rely entirely on cunning, on foresight, and just calculated cruelty to claw his way back to the top.
Exactly. And to make this whole complex transformation digestible for everyone, we're breaking the arc down. We're calling it The Wolf King's Deception and Northern Plains Entry.
A fitting title.
It is. We're going to break it down into 5 clear phases. We'll start with the setup, his literal naked arrival in the Northern Plains.
Yeah.
Then we'll move through the major plot beats, and we're going to focus pretty intensely on the horrifying act of identity theft.
It is horrifying.
Next, we'll dissect the climax, which is all about the protagonist's rise to military supremacy. Then, we'll analyze the fundamental character changes in all the key players. And finally, we'll establish the new status quo and the looming immortal threats. Okay, let's unpack this monumental reinvention. So our journey begins in the Northern Plains.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, this is an environment that's fundamentally different and way more brutal than where our protagonist Feng Yuan came from.
Right.
The specific starting point is the very aptly named Poison Grassland.
The setting is everything here. It's so important. The sources paint the poison grassland not just as remote, but as utterly forbidden. I mean, it's a place designed to kill.
Okay.
It's choked by this thick, purplish, poisonous fog that severely restricts your vision and, well, your breathing. And it's home to specialized venomous creatures. The most notable are the poison beard wolves.
Poison beard wolves.
Yeah, and the material makes it really clear that this area has historically claimed the lives of seasoned rank 3 and even rank 4 experts.
Yeah.
So for mortal goot master, just arriving here is basically a death sentence.
And it's right into this immediate crisis that we meet our first local character, Giyao.
Mm-hmm.
She's the young daughter of the local Gi tribe leader, and she finds herself in, the most desperate situation you can imagine. She's encircled by a pack of these fierce poison beard wolves.
She is completely depleted. Her cultivation is rank 3, and her white-silver primeval essence is totally exhausted.
So she's running on empty.
Completely empty. She is facing a certain agonizing death. She's burned through all her reserves just trying to survive the journey out there. And her despair is so total that the sources note she is literally praying to her ancestors in longevity heaven.
Longevity heaven, that's the home of the giant sun immortal Venerable, right?
The very same. So she's begging for a savior. And, beyond the immediate threat of being eaten, her motivation for being out there in the first place is to avoid an unwelcome arranged marriage her father set up for political stability.
So her desperate prayer gets answered, but in the most bizarre way possible.
Right.
Suddenly there's this flash of brilliant light, and a naked man just materializes right into the middle of the wolf siege. This is Feng Yuan.
And that flash of light is the highly potent, universe-shaking, rank 6 immortal goo, fixed immortal travel.
Rank 6? Wow.
Yeah. This goo allows for instantaneous interregional teleportation. So Feng Yuan used it to cross the vast distance from the southern border all the way to the northern plains, and he just happens to land in the precise spot where Giyao is trapped.
And the deception, it starts in the very next breath. Feng Yuan, a southern border native, instantly adopts the persona of Chang Shanyin,
Yes.
claiming to be a lost Northern Plains native.
Mm-hmm.
The first bit of unbelievable luck for him is that Giyao, being young, naive, and, in a state of terror, she completely fails to recognize the distinct, powerful aura of that immortal Gu.
Which is a huge break for him. If she had the necessary knowledge, the entire plan would have been instantly foiled. He would have had to face a far more difficult challenge of either silencing her or somehow integrating her.
This immediately transitions us to the primary technical hurdle Feng Yuan is facing, which is something you mentioned earlier, regional suppression.
Yeah, and this is a critical mechanic in this world. The notes are very clear that any Goo Master crossing regions automatically suffers a fundamental reduction in battle strength. We're talking a suppression of 1 full rank.
So he arrives at a massive disadvantage. He might be rank 4, but the Northern Plains doesn't recognize that strength fully.
Precisely. Feng Yuan arrived at rank 4 peak stage, which is characterized by true gold primeval essence. But because of the suppression, that essence gets degraded. It only functions at the rank 3 peak stage, manifesting as snow-silver primeval essence.
So it's a total downgrade.
It's comprehensive. Even a powerful utility goo he has, like the rank 4 golden dragon goo, is limited to displaying only rank 3 strength. This whole system, this institutionalized suppression, ensures that outsiders can't just waltz in and dominate new territories with superior cultivation.
Which forces Fang Yuan's hand.
It forces him to prioritize strategy, local resources, and most importantly, a flawless local identity.
It almost seems like the move was pointless then, right? Trading a stable rank 4 existence for a suppressed rank 3 risk. I mean, why the Northern Plains?
Well, that's the crux of the strategic choice. Fang Yuan understood that while he loses a rank in raw power, the Northern Plains offer specific, critical resources and opportunities that the southern border just doesn't.
Such as
Namely, the chance to hijack the imperial court contest, and crucially, access the enslavement path cultivation systems, which are foundational in this region.
So it's a trade-off.
The momentary loss of a rank is acceptable because the long-term gains access to a massive, exploitable regional conflict and immortal assets. They just far outweigh the initial risk. This suppression, in fact, it heightens his need to leverage his superior knowledge of the future, rather than just relying on brute force. It makes his intellect his most powerful weapon.
So the first major beat is securing that initial survival and cementing Giao as his unwitting ally.
Right.
Fang Yuan immediately rescues her from the wolves, and he showcases combat skills that are clearly far superior to any normal rank 3 master, which instantly validates her belief that he was, destiny sent.
And Yao is now completely bought in.
Yeah.
She's convinced he was sent by longevity heaven to save her, so she insists he join her tribe, the Gi tribe, and she immediately offers him the status of an honored benefactor.
What's her angle here?
Well, her rationale for dragging him along is twofold. One, she needs protection, obviously. And two, she also wants to acquire this specialized snowwash goo from the snow spirea.
And she says this is to get out of her marriage.
She tells him it's a way to avoid her arranged marriage, which is true, but the sources hint that this goo is also vital for curing a unique poison affliction, something related to her mother or a major tribal elder, a detail she keeps hidden.
So Feng Yuan, who is already calculating Giao's value, he reluctantly agrees.
Mm-hmm.
And he confirms his superior knowledge almost instantly by noticing not just the wolves, but the logistical nightmare she's in. She's out of food, out of resources because her specialized big stomach horse, which stored all her supplies, was eaten.
He sees her as a bridge, a necessary bridge to the local power structure.
His mastery is demonstrated through his economical use of goo worms. He uses his golden breeze goo for healing.
Which is rank 4, but it's only operating at rank 3 efficiency.
Right. And more strategically, he summons these rattan shellgrass soldiers.
And this is a vital tactical choice. They encounter a sea of ghost-face sunflowers, which are infested with the terrifying ghost cry goo.
Ghost cry goo.
Yeah, they release these shrieking, soul-damaging attacks. The rattan shellgrass soldiers, they're simple, but they serve perfectly as disposable fodder. They just absorb the soul attacks and clear the way.
It shows his lack of ethical restraint, even with living constructs.
Totally. He also uses the water trace goo for high-speed travel, but here you see his forward planning. Even when he's just in transit, he's already mentally mapping out the refinement process for it.
He's thinking steps ahead.
Always. Upgrading it to a wave trace goo, and then to the critical rank 5 evasion goo. Either the wandering wave trace goo for instant evasion or the river wave trace goo for aquatic high-speed movement. He never uses a tool without contemplating its ultimate, most powerful evolution.
This brings us to the most pivotal, horrifying, and necessary part of the journey. Plot beat 3, the ultimate betrayal and identity transformation.
Yeah, this is it. They reach an ancient, desolate battlefield. Fang Yuan immediately recognizes this location from his memories of his previous life.
He's been here before.
In a past life, yes. This is the precise place where the real Chang Shanyan, a beloved local hero, was killed 20 years ago by his jealous childhood friend, the rank 5 master Ha Tugo.
So the veil drops entirely here. Fang Yuan's true, short-term purpose is revealed. harvesting the dead man's resource.
Exactly. He retrieves the real Chang Shanyan's buried goo worms, which include a highly damaged but still immensely valuable rank 5 battle bone wheel.
And the value of this wheel can't be overstated.
Not at all. It wasn't just a rank 5 goo, it was a core component of the rank 8 demonic goo immortal Shenji Io's signature killer move, the White Bone Chariot.
A rank 8 immortal's power.
Possessing a component linked to a rank 8 immortal, even a damaged one, it gives Fang Yuan a foundation that far exceeds any other mortal in the region. This is why his preparations are so extensive. He's gathering the tools of immortals while he's operating as a mortal.
But the acquisition of equipment is, it's completely overshadowed by the sickening act he commits next.
Yeah.
This is where he fully earns the title of Deceiver. He asks Gao to step back, and then, using a bleeding goo and a dagger, he meticulously begins the process of removing his own identity.
This is the visceral horror of the human skin goo ritual. He uses the dagger to systematically slit and peel off his own entire layer of external skin and body parts.
His own skin.
The agony must be unimaginable, but Fang Yuan endures it. He treats his own body with the same cold detachment he reserves for his enemies.
Wait, he peels off his entire layer of skin. That's not just a quick disguise or a mask. That's ritualistic self-torture. How did Gediao not run immediately, or perhaps even attack him out of sheer terror?
That's where the psychological component comes in. The human skin goo completely replicates the external features of the real Chang Shenyan.
How so?
The exact skin tone, hair color, eye color, bone structure, and even specific old scars and injuries that would be instantly recognizable to any Northern Plains native who remembered the hero.
So she's just frozen.
She's terrified and frozen. She sees this gory act, this self-flaying, and the sheer audacity of it just shatters her perception of reality. She shrieks, she calls him an outsider, but the physical terror and her ingrained belief that he was sent by destiny prevent her from fighting or fleeing.
And Fang Yuan exploits that shattered reality perfectly.
He maintains complete icy calm, just insisting, "I told you I am Chang Shanyin." He leverages her naive belief in his power and fate. He understood that she had to witness the transformation.
He needed her to see it.
He needed her to be utterly shocked and psychologically broken, because only then would she serve as the most effective and terrified witness to confirm his resurrection to the gay tribe.
Making his fake identity immediately credible.
And unquestionable. He traded her psychological well-being for his political foundation.
It sets the stage. This is a man who will endure any pain and sacrifice any other human being to achieve his goals.
With the transformation complete, Fang Yuan's immediate challenge is security and political maneuvering. So plot beat 4 focuses on strategic fortification.
Okay.
He successfully recovers all of the real Chang Shanyan's resources, instantly upgrading his Northern Plains goo toolset.
But the biggest liability is still his immortal goo, right? Fixed immortal travel.
Yeah.
Goo immortals hunt items like that constantly.
Precisely. Fang Yuan knows the aura of an immortal goo acts like a beacon for goo immortals, so he uses this highly sophisticated 2-stage sealing method to hide it deep underground.
What does that involve?
First, the Iron Cabinet goo, followed by the Earth Treasury Flower King. The combination suppresses the aura completely. This calculated action buys him essential time, preventing immediate detection by the shadowy organizations and powerful goo immortals that are lurking in the Northern Plains.
So with his identity secure and his weaknesses hidden, he enters the goo tribe camp.
And he is received as the resurrected hero. The rewards are immediate and substantial. A fortune of 1 million primeval stones and a rank 5 hints and clues go.
Which he uses how?
He immediately uses this hints and clues go to dispel any suspicion about Giao's psychological state or his recent mysterious appearance. It just smooths over the critical weaknesses in his story.
Now he needs a problem to solve to prove his value, and the Gan tribe conflict provides that perfectly.
It does. The Gian tribe is facing extinction from the rival Man tribe, who control the vital Hanyan Valley refuge, which they need for the brutal winter blizzards. Fang Yuan, leveraging his immense reputation as the hero, Chang Shanyin, attends a moonlight banquet. He subtly begins using the existing rivalry and tension between the tribes to strengthen the Gian tribe and, more importantly, secure his own position at the absolute pinnacle of power.
He makes himself indispensable for their survival.
Exactly. Which leads us right into plot beat 5, the true acquisition of military might.
Right.
Using his newly acquired fortune, he immediately invests in the Northern Plains specialty goo he needs for his chosen path, the enslavement path.
He's going all in on that.
He buys foundational wolf enslavement goo, And, critically, the Jun strength Goagu, invented by the renowned rank 7 domination immortal Chudu. This purchase underscores his commitment to two fundamental paths: enslavement for immediate military power and strength path for long-term foundational power.
And here the sources give us a major piece of future information, the Ma Hong-yun timeline.
Yes, Fang Yuan recognizes the historical period. He knows he is operating in the timeline of fortune-rivaling heaven Ma Hong-yun, who is destined to become the lord of the imperial court.
But right now,
Currently, Ma Hong-yun is just a 13-year-old slave. This recognition transforms Fang Yuan's immediate tribal conflict into a massive destiny hijacking opportunity. He's not just fighting tribes, he's positioned to disrupt the rise of a major protagonist.
but even with local resources, how does Fang Yun address the resource gap required to maintain a vast army and continue his immortal goals? The sources seem to point us far away from the tribal battlefields into the blessed lands of the immortals.
This is the Langya Blessed Land opportunity, a true strategic masterstroke. Fang Yuan learned that Langya Blessed Land was temporarily vulnerable. It was under attack by external Yu immortals like Giwang and Loner Hongyu.
And he found a way in.
Using a secret passage linked to thieving heaven demon Venerable's inheritance, a passage Ma Hongyun would eventually find much later, Fang Yuan slips inside completely undetected.
What exactly did he gain there? It sounds like more than just a quick raid.
Oh, it was immense. First, he traded highly valuable immortal goo recipes, which gained him immediate trust. Second, he gained access to the rank 8 Heavenly Essence Treasure Imperial Lotus.
Rank 8, that's a huge deal.
It's a monumentally rare asset, something no mortal should ever have. It produces precious immortal essence, solving his most critical long-term resource problem and basically stabilizing his power for years.
And there's a third thing, right?
Yes, and arguably the most important. He secured a pledge from the Longhair Ancestors' land spirit for 3 valuable chances to have immortal goo refined. This accelerated his immortal cultivation goals by centuries. And at the same time, he uses the guts goo harvested from Danghun Mountain, his own blessed land, to rapidly strengthen his soul, preparing for his new military role.
So he uses mortal conflict as a smokescreen while he achieves immortal gains. Now for the decisive military climax, the annihilation of the Alliance.
Fang Yuan leads the J tribe, commanding a massive, newly assembled wolf group numbering in the tens of thousands. This force faces the powerful alliance of the Zhang, Bei, and Pei tribes. The conflict becomes a pure demonstration of enslavement path dominance.
Tell us about the tactical display. What made him the Wolf King in practice?
While he was immediately recognized as a strategic genius, he commanded multiple myriad beast kings, 1,000 wolf king, which are highly evolved, specialized beasts that act as generals in the wolf army.
So he had a command structure within the wolf pack.
A very sophisticated one. His first move was to isolate and overwhelm the enemy rank 4 experts, like the water demon Haoji Lu. He didn't just kill them, he captured and integrated their forces into his own.
And the decisive moment came against the Zhang tribe's elite.
The Lightning Spear Corps. These were the elite of the enemy force, highly disciplined rank 2 goo masters who formed a flesh and blood wall. Fang Yuan didn't engage them directly with his human forces. He used the sheer numerical superiority of his wolves.
His goal wasn't just to win then.
His goal was to shatter their morale. He forced the Zhang tribe leader to activate a self-detonate goo, sacrificing himself just to kill one of Fang Yuan's 1,000 wolf kings.
Wow.
That move, forcing the enemy leader to choose mass suicide over continued resistance, it utterly broke the Lightning Spear Corps morale. It led to mass surrender and slaughter.
The resolution confirms the immense victory across multiple dimensions.
The immediate quantifiable spoils were massive. Over 634,000 primeval stones, high-rank goo worms, and thousands of captives and slaves.
But the strategic prize was far greater.
Oh yeah. The immense slaughter provided him with the necessary human and goo master souls to feed his Danghun Mountain. This accelerated his soul growth to the Wolfman soul level.
The Wolfman soul.
It's a specialized soul path cultivation realm necessary to sustain control over a massive enslavement army. It dramatically increased his control over his vast wolf group, cementing his reputation. He was instantly elevated to Get Tribe's supreme elder, giving him ultimate political control.
Here is where the true narrative weight lands. This journey fundamentally altered the key players. Let's start with Fang Yuan, the self-proclaimed Shan Yin, who has solidified his philosophy.
Fang Yuan is now operating at the pinnacle of ruthless, calculated Machiavellianism. The sources really emphasize his singular, cold focus, eternal life.
Right.
His journey here only cemented his belief that without immortality, everything is worthless. He viewed fleeting emotional connections or even the beautiful things in life, like the observation of a wolf mourning its slain family. He saw that as nothing more profound than a pile of dung in the gutter. This perspective allows him to commit atrocities without a moment of hesitation.
He achieved 2 major leaps in power in just a few short months, stabilizing his strength despite all the regional constraints.
Absolutely. He achieved rank 5 peak stage cultivation, stabilizing his purple crystal primeval essence. This means he overcame the suppression barrier and established himself as the highest level of mortal power in the region.
And he has an army that basically rebuilds itself.
A self-sustaining, continuously replenished military force. The wolf group is bred and grown in his immortal blessed land, which operates at 6 times the speed of the outside world. This is a strategic advantage no other mortal tribe can possibly counter. He can regenerate losses almost instantly.
And we saw his complete emotional detachment demonstrated not just in the skinning, but in his encounters with others.
Take the anecdote from Langyao Blessed Land. When he encountered the captured rank 6 Guka mortals, one of them, the beautiful fairy Huangsha, she tried to use her charm and pleading to win his favor and gain freedom.
A common tactic.
A very common tactic, appealing to vanity or pity. Fang Yuan didn't engage. He didn't even acknowledge her beauty. He called her too noisy and brutally kicked her pleading body aside.
Wow.
This shows total immunity to sentiment, which is a required trait for pursuing the true demonic path to immortality. He views sentiment as a vulnerability, not a human trait.
Let's shift to the victims of this deception. Giao and Guiguang. What was the fallout of being swept into the Wolf King's game?
For Giao, her initial naivete and her romantic, almost fantasy-driven view of destiny were just utterly destroyed.
I can imagine.
Witnessing the human skin gun transformation was a catastrophic psychological event. Her personal goals, escaping the marriage, became instantly irrelevant. She is now an accessory to a demonic act, forever bound by terror to Fang Yuan's narrative.
She knows the truth but can't do anything about it.
Her psychological well-being is shattered, rendering her effectively powerless.
And the young tribe leader, Guiguang.
He experienced a rapid and traumatic maturation. He started as anxious and naive, deeply worried about tribal traditions and survival. He ended as a pragmatic, loyal, but fundamentally terrified subordinate.
He learned the hard way.
He learned the ultimate lesson of the Northern Plains. Rhetoric and tradition mean nothing. Sheer, overwhelming strength, as demonstrated by the Wolf King, is the only currency. His acceptance of Fang Yuan as supreme elder was an act of complete, self-aware subjugation. He is now Fang Yuan's most useful puppet.
Finally, the mysterious forces operating behind the scenes, the Bu Immortals, they appear to have failed spectacularly in tracking Fang Yuan.
They certainly failed in the short term. The sources reveal that the external demonic path figures like Gi Wang and Loner Hongyu were focused on immediate short-term gain by attacking Langyao Blessed Land.
They got distracted.
Completely distracted. They tracked the residual aura of the fixed immortal travel goo, but crucially, they misattributed it. They mistakenly believed the rank 6 Lady Poison Scorpion had taken it. This tactical error, compounded by Fang Yuan's expert use of the Iron Cabinet and Earth Treasury goo, bought him months of crucial, undetected time to establish the Wolf King identity.
However, their failure highlighted the emergence of a truly existential threat.
Right. Old Man Yanxi and his shadowy organization. Yanxi is a wisdom pathagu immortal, meaning he specializes in deduction, prediction, and deep long-term schemes.
So it's a much bigger problem.
He's actively targeting Fang Yuan due to his possession of the fixed immortal travel goo. This sets the stage for a future conflict that will challenge Fang Yuan's reliance on his past life memories, because Yanxi is capable of predicting or even altering the future.
So the map has been violently redrawn. Fang Yuan has survived the arrival, hijacked a heroic identity, and achieved military dominance. What is the new status quo, and what are the immediate threats he faces?
Fang Yuan, operating as Chang Shen Yin, is now securely established as a rank 5 Supreme Elder. He controls a dramatically strengthened guest tribe and commands a vast, continuously self-replenishing military force of tens of thousands of wolves.
And his control is absolute.
It's cemented by his powerful Wolfman soul cultivation, which makes him essentially immune to mortal soul attacks and ensures flawless command over his massive army.
And the logistics of maintaining power across regions have been solved.
Absolutely vital. He is continuously refining his wolf enslavement goo to cement his military control. More importantly, he acquired the Stargate goo. This solves his long-term transportation and logistics problems.
How is that different from fixed immortal travel?
Unlike the one-time, high-risk fixed immortal travel, Stargate goo allows for fast, repeated inter-region travel. It enables him to move resources, personnel, and refined goo worms between his He Immortal Blessed Land base and the Northern Plains battlefield with speed and security.
It links his immortal base directly to his mortal operations. So he's ready for the next phase, which is chaos on a regional scale.
The regional dynamic is now accelerating towards the Imperial Court Heroes Assembly, which is essentially a massive bloody contest to determine the next regional ruler. Major, powerful competitors like Lu Wenwu and He Lulan are already preparing their forces.
And Feng Yuan's goal isn't to win it himself.
Not at all. His goal is not to win the Imperial Court. It's to attend, to leverage the massive chaos, and to harvest the tremendous resources and opportunities that only a total regional war can provide.
But the biggest threat to his strategy relies on finding one person, the future lord of the Imperial Court.
The Ma Hongyun complication is a massive wild card. Feng Yuan knows the 13-year-old slave who's blessed by fortune rivaling heaven is nearby, but he lacks the precise information to locate and either neutralize or exploit him immediately.
And that's a problem.
Ma Hongyun's fortune-blessed status makes him highly unpredictable, and failure to find him could severely derail Feng Yuan's entire knowledge of the future timeline.
And the invisible immortal threats still loom.
Old Man Yanxi and the mysterious organization remain the long-term existential threat, actively scheming for his immortal goo. Feng Yuan must constantly move and act with extreme caution, knowing a wisdom path goo immortal is dedicated to hunting him down.
Any other loose ends?
Lastly, Feng Yuan stumbled upon a cryptic inheritance clue. A map to a place called Deque, accompanied by the riddle, "Light in the soil, praising plum-fragrant snow."
Which suggests
It hints at another massive secret waiting to be unlocked, likely related to a powerful Venerable's inheritance that could further boost his power and accelerate his timeline.
So what does this entire arc teach us about success in a world of cutthroat cultivation?
This entire arc demonstrates the supreme importance of preparation, adaptability, and especially ruthless efficiency over raw talent. Feng Yuan arrived naked and suppressed, but within a few short months, he completely integrated into the regional power structure.
Hijacked a heroic identity through a truly gruesome act.
Harvested immortal resources via a loophole at Lengyao, and built an army through overwhelming military force all by capitalizing on existing mortal conflicts and understanding the long, immortal game. He proves that foresight is the ultimate weapon.
It's astonishing how fast he converts weakness into strength. What stands out to you most about this deep dive, listener? Is it the sheer tactical deception used against the three allied tribes, the horrifying, calculating realism of the human skin goo ritual, or perhaps the cold philosophy that drives him to view others as mere resources? It's a terrifying look at how unbridled ambition can redraw the map entirely, treating human life as entirely expendable in the pursuit of power.
It also raises an important question that echoes through every generation of this world. When the stakes are eternal life, and when status and power are constantly in flux with immortals plotting behind the scenes, can any hero afford to maintain a moral compass? Or is ruthless pragmatism the only path to survival against destiny? Feng Yuan has made his choice definitively.
That is a deep thought to leave us with. Consider the prophetic words of immortal Yi Yan regarding the future. That three great venerables, spectral soul demon venerable, paradise earth immortal venerable, and great dream immortal venerable, will appear successively. Feng Yuan is now operating not just against mortal opponents or petty immortals, but in the shadow of these massive destiny-altering prophecies. What preparation could a mere mortal possibly make against destiny itself when the true giants begin to move? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We'll be watching closely to see how the Wolf King navigates the rising chaos.